Welcome to the deep dive. If you spend any time at all in the wild world of crypto, you definitely know those feelings, those really gut-wrenching ones.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's that sinking feeling when some coin you passed on suddenly, shoots up 1,000% overnight. Or maybe it's the other side, that sheer panic when an investment you really believed in just tanks, falls by half in a day.
Hits hard.
We're talking, of course, about FOMO, the fear of missing out, and its lovely cousin, FUD. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt.
The classics.
Exactly. And here's the core idea we really want to unpack today. Your own brain, the thing that's supposed to help you survive, can actually be your worst enemy in these markets.
It sounds counterintuitive, right? But the crypto market, it's unique. It's 247, it's global, it's incredibly volatile. And that just seems to supercharge these old instincts we have.
Right. So our mission for this deep dive is to figure out why. Why do our brains kind of betray us like this? And more importantly, what can you actually do about it? How do you build some mental resilience? Okay, so let's start with FOMO. We've all felt it, I think. But why is it so intense? Why does seeing someone else's, massive gains hit us so hard?
It's fascinating, actually. It taps into something really deep, primal even. We seem to be hardwired for, tribalism and social proof.
Social proof, like following the crowd.
Exactly. Think way back, early human history. If everyone in your tribe suddenly bolted and started running, you wouldn't stop and ask why, would you?
Huh. No, you'd run too. Immediately.
Precisely. Your survival literally depended on it. Sticking with the crowd kept you safe. And that instinct, it's still incredibly potent inside our brains.
And you can see how perfectly that maps onto crypto, can't you? You're just scrolling Twitter, maybe Telegram, and you see screenshot after screenshot of these, seemingly incredible gains.
Or some new token being hyped up, shilled, as they say, by a few influencers who look like they know everything.
Yeah, it becomes this digital echo chamber.
Totally. And this isn't just about rational financial decisions anymore. It triggers that ancient primal scream in your head, don't get left behind, everyone else is doing it.
So it just bypasses logic, ignores the fundamental.
Completely. It's like your rational brain just takes a back seat for a moment. That feeling is incredibly powerful.
Okay, so when that impulse takes over, someone gets caught in that FOMO wave. What usually happens next? What's the outcome?
Well, far too often, unfortunately, it leads to buying. Buying a coin right at its peak, its all-time high.
Ouch.
Yeah. And often it's with money that, really shouldn't be risked in something so speculative. But it's more than just greed. There are these cognitive biases at play.
Like what?
Like loss aversion. It's a big one. The idea, the potential pain of missing out on that huge gain, watching others potentially get rich, can actually feel psychologically much worse than the real risk of losing your actual money.
That's wild. So the fear of missing out is stronger than the fear of losing?
It can be, yeah. It drives some incredibly irrational choices. Even when you look at the situation logically, your brain gets this little dopamine hit from the possibility of a quick win, that life-changing score. It's intoxicating.
So your brain's basically playing tricks on you?
Essentially, yes.
What?
Turning a calculated decision into this really intense emotional gamble.
Okay, so that's FOMO. But then there's the flip side, right? FUD. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. That hits just as hard. Sometimes, maybe even harder.
Oh, absolutely. And the triggers for FUD can seem so random sometimes. It could be a tiny bug found in the code of a project you're invested in.
Or a key team member leaves suddenly.
Right. Or even just some unverified rumor that starts flying around in a Telegram group or, on Twitter somewhere.
And how does that progress? Does it just instantly turn into panic?
Often it starts smaller. Doubt just creeps in, but then it can grow, and sometimes pretty quickly, into this full-blown, undeniable panic.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because it feels like the same survival instincts are at play again.
Exactly. The same instincts that screamed, run with the crowd for FOMO, are now screaming, jump ship, the boat's sinking.
But how do you tell the difference between, legitimate concern about a project versus just falling for the noise and the fear?
Yeah.
That seems really hard.
It is hard. And that's where other biases kick in, things like confirmation bias. When FUD starts, you might unconsciously start looking only for information that confirms your fear. You ignore the good news.
Right, you just focus on the negative signal.
You see the price dropping, and that immediate emotional reaction just takes over. Instead of pausing and thinking, okay, wait, is this temporary? Have the fundamentals actually changed? Your brain just goes straight to, get out now before it all goes to zero.
It's that flight response again.
Primal flight response overriding any kind of rational thought. It's powerful stuff. And when you put these two together, FOMO and FUD, what you get is, well, it's like a psychological feedback loop from hell, almost.
How so?
Well, FOMO pushes you to buy high, usually when things are already peaking, because you're seeing all the success stories. That's the availability heuristic. You only see the wins. And then FUB comes along and pushes you to sell low, often right at the bottom, just before things might turn around.
So, what does that actually mean for the average person trying to make sense of crypto?
It means, unfortunately, that a lot of people end up doing the exact opposite of what they want. They buy high and sell low.
The classic mistake.
It's kind of a perfect storm, isn't it? Human psychology, with all its ancient wiring, clashing head-on with this super volatile, always-on, globally connected market. Your insides are fighting an environment almost perfectly designed to trigger those instincts.
Okay, so if our brains are kind of wired to work against us in these markets, how on earth do we fight back? How do you stop your own mind from, well, sabotaging your potential success?
Right, that's a million-dollar question, isn't it?
It sounds like the answer might be simple conceptually, but maybe really hard to actually do.
That's a good way to put it. It really boils down to consciously building, let's say, a fortress of logic around your emotional self. You have to be deliberate about it. And the first, maybe the most critical strategy is this. You absolutely need a plan.
Okay, a plan. What does that look like?
It means deciding your investment thesis before you put any money in. Not during the hype, not during the panic, before...
So knowing why you're buying something.
Exactly. Why this specific crypto? What problem does it solve? What's its real long-term potential? And crucially, what's your exit strategy? When would you sell? Under what conditions?
Both for profit and for cutting losses.
Absolutely. If your plan is solid, based on real research, then a little price dip or some random rumor, it shouldn't shake you to your core. The plan acts like an anchor in that emotional storm.
That makes sense. A solid anchor. But, okay, even with a plan, that desire for the huge wins, the moonshots, it's still there, right?
Yeah.
So what's the next line of defense against all this noise?
Yeah, you hit on something important there. You have to manage your expectations. Seriously, you simply cannot win every single race. It's impossible.
So forget trying to catch every 10x coin.
Pretty much. Trying to do that. It's just a recipe for stress, burnout, and probably losing money. The real goal, or at least a more sustainable one, is to build a solid, well-thought-out portfolio over time.
Play the long game.
Exactly. Look, missing out on a big gain, it stings. Of course it does. We all feel that. But losing your hard-earned capital on some impulsive, speculative bet based on FOMO, that hurts way, way more, and for much longer.
Yeah, perspective is key there. Okay, so have a plan, manage expectations. What else? Is there something really practical you can do in the moment?
Yes, definitely. And this works for both FOMO and FUD. When you feel that intense emotion rising, could be that greedy rush, could be that paralyzing fear you need to step away.
Literally just step away.
Literally. Log out of the exchange. Put your phone down. Seriously, go for a walk. Call a friend. Talk about something completely unrelated. Just disconnect from the charts, disconnect from the crypto chatter, even if just for a few hours.
Give yourself some space.
Exactly. Give your rational brain a chance to catch up with your emotional one. Let the immediate chemical rush subside. Then you can come back and reevaluate things calmly instead of just reacting on pure impulse.
You know, listening to all this, it really sounds like in crypto, maybe the biggest battles aren't even on the blockchain or reading charts.
Where are they then?
They're thought right inside your own head. Mastering your own psychology seems like it might be even more important than mastering technical analysis or finding the next hot tip.
I couldn't agree more. It really is about that mental discipline, understanding how your brain works, how these ancient instincts get triggered and amplified in this specific, modern, crazy market. If you can get a handle on that, you'll be one massive step closer to navigating this whole thing, this wild, exciting, sometimes absolutely terrifying world with a much steadier hand.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is to reflect a bit. Think about your own emotional reactions in the past.
Definitely. Think about when you felt FOMO or FUD. How did you react? And then consider how maybe applying these strategies, having that plan, managing expectations, stepping away, how that could help you make clearer, calmer decisions next time.